In today's video, let's talk with these siblings who invested $1.5 million in a beautiful big laundromat on the south side of Chicago.
This is an area where we thought could use a laundromat of this caliber. So we decided that, we want to continue to grow the brand, and there's a good opportunity.
Let's see how they did it. All right, we are here today with Lauren and Chris Schultz at Fresh Laundromat. So I want to start by asking you guys a little bit about the business. So how long have you owned this? How did you acquire it?
We started our first Fresh location in 2019. We got our second location in 2021. We opened this one in 2024. And we'll open our fourth location this week.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you.
And yet you still have time to be here with us.
Hey, happy to be here.
So tell me how you guys got into the business.
We got into the business in 2007 with a distribution company that our brother Jim started. That's Midwest Laundries. And then we opened our first Fresh location in 2019, which was a retool of an existing store in Little Village.
Interesting that you run it with your two brothers.
Yeah.
So how does that work? How do you divide up responsibility?
Jim is on the location financial side. Chris here does construction, and then I do the operations and the marketing.
So this one in particular, do you lease, do you own?
Two are owned and two are leased. This one is our third location and our first lease location. And our fourth location is leased as well. But the first two, we own the real estate.
So let's talk about your background a little. How did you get into laundry?
We started in distribution, Midwest Laundries. And then in 2019, we had just gotten a new brand of equipment, Fagor, and we really did our first store as a spec store, a proof of concept. We believed in the equipment, and there's no better way to show that than building a store with it. And we use that to not only sell equipment, but train operators, help show how to market stores, how to operate stores, and it's been a huge resource for us.
Interesting, you said your parents are not in laundry. No. So what made you pick laundry?
Our grandpa with his brother owned stores, and they were sold before we were born, right before we were born. That's how we knew about the industry, and it was Jim's idea, credit to Jim. He had a used piece of equipment and he resold it, and that's how Midwest Laundries started, with a used Speed Queen washer being resold.
Now that we have the background, let's take a walk around the store. We're here at Fresh Laundromat, so let's go take a look inside. So can you guys talk a little bit about the payment center?
Sure. So we, starting with our second store in Griffith, is when we started using LaundryWorks, and it's a system that we absolutely love. And we actually went back and changed over our first store to the same payment system. So we've got the two LaundryWorks kiosks, we've got the bill breaker, and again, for us, branding is important. A lot of people come in and ask if we're a franchise. We're not. We're just family-owned 4 locations. But you can cash, credit, debit, tap to pay. We do a 10% bonus for cash over $20. Every $20 you get an extra $2. We get great feedback. And this is not only a great tool for our customers, but our employees too.
When you have a new customer come in, they register their card. Now we can keep track of the customer, that we have their information. If they lose their card, we can get the money back on their card for them. They don't have to worry about, oh, I lost my laundry card with $20 on it. It's like, okay, we'll get you a new one. That's no problem. There's a lot of management features that come along with the card system. It's not only convenience for the owner and the consumer, it's just, make everything easier.
From a customer experience standpoint, we want our team to be able to solve as many issues in real time while the customer's in the store, because it's a frustration for the customer and the team member if they have to escalate every issue to a manager. So this allows us, with the management features, they can do refunds. A customer comes in with quarters, they can take the quarters and then manually add the value to the card, even though none of these machines accept quarters. So it really gives us all kinds of flexibility, enables them to provide the customer experience that we're going for.
How many employees? How do you have it structured? You've mentioned manager, so you have that in place.
We've got a general manager, and he oversees all the locations and all of the staff. And then we have a store manager at each location. And then at the locations, we have anywhere between 10 and 12 employees. Altogether, about 40 employees.
Wow. So you guys also have the distribution. So how much time do you spend at laundry versus at the distributor?
Before we had the general manager, I spent a lot more time day to day. The general manager really took over the day-to-day operations that I was doing. He has a background in retail. He came from 20 years in Target. So he was able to jump in, learn our brand, learn our values, and then execute that. So now I'm able to spend a lot less time in the laundromats, but that first store, it was every day.
All right, let's keep going through the store. So this looks like the spot where people stop once they come in.
Yep.
Can you share a little bit more about what happens here?
So we do the full service wash and fold. We've got menu boards, we've got professional images of what they can expect their clothes to look like. We have professional images of the process so that they can see exactly how it's handled while it's in our care. They put their stuff on the scale, it gets weighed in, they pay for it. We require prepayment for every order. And that is how we get orders picked up very quickly. We never store orders a long time here, and that's in part because they're prepaid, and also when they get the text message from our Sense system that their order's ready, people usually come in right away for it.
I love that you do this little sign here so people know who the attendant is. I know some laundromats you walk into and you can't tell the difference between the customer and the attendant. That's a great way to identify your attendant. All right, let's keep going. Beautiful folding tables.
Thank you. These are all custom made by a shop on the north side of Chicago. So we have all these custom made, and then just little details with branding. We take a branding iron and put the Fresh logo on all of our tables, just like the little details. Yeah, thank you. So these are all custom, and why we like them is not just the aesthetic, but if something happens to them, we can sand it and just refinish it.
So let's talk a little bit about the lighting. How'd you pick the lighting?
We, as bright as it could be, and we just wanted it to not be, whether it's the ceiling tiles or the lighting, nothing is the standard or the lowest quality, so we're always going for the highest quality that we can find as far as that. So a lot of our stores have an open ceiling that we paint. We love that aesthetic, and we couldn't do it here, so we were like, okay, we have to do a drop ceiling. How can we make it as nice as possible?
Very nice. So, and over here we have the vending. So you had talked a little bit about you're trying to free up your attendants from selling. So nice selection of vending products.
Yeah, we have everything that you need in there. We've got huge assortment of drinks, and everything again works on the laundry card. So you get your card and you can use it for everything in the store.
Oh, very nice. And a nice little coffee station.
That's a big deal. Customers love that.
I could see that. You spend a lot of time here. You need a little caffeine.
I know I do. I know I do. So as far as that, you know, it's again, we want to do everything quality. So it's and we advertise it. It's free Dunkin' coffee all day. We brew it every 2 hours. Yeah, we brew Dunkin' coffee every 2 hours from the time we open until the time we close. So no matter what time you come in, you're going to get a fresh cup of coffee. You're going to get a nice assortment of creamers, like everything. Just want to make people feel welcome and comfortable.
So let's talk about machines. How many first? How many washers? How many dryers?
48 washers, 66 dryers.
Okay. And how did you decide placement? It looks like we have the large at the front.
Yeah. The whole store goes the largest machines to the smallest machines. And so these are the 80-pound dryers, then it goes 50-pound stacks, and then 30-pound stacks. And then the same thing with the washers. And really the layout is dictated by the physical space.
Bathroom, a very convenient location. So it looks like you need a card to get into the bathroom. That's how you monitor in and out.
Yeah, and that's another lesson learned, the benefit of this being the third store. So we used to have keyed access, and the attendant you'd have to ask the staff member for the key. They'd have to unlock the bathroom. Then, you know, just making sure that our bathroom is being used by customers and not abused. We don't want them to have to police that. So this is the easiest way to do it. The LaundryWorks system allows us to do it, is we just go ahead and say, if you have a laundry card You can use the bathroom and you can open it yourself. It tells you if it's vacant or open. And now one less thing for our tenant to have to do and have to really, you know, monitor.
Very nice. That card is the key to everything.
The card is the key to everything.
All right, so let's take a walk down this middle aisle. I mean, one, this is nice. You obviously planned out well the space for people on both sides, and plenty of room here.
Yeah, it's maximum comfort. So with our store sizes, this is 7,200 square feet, and we have 48 washers. I think some people might be gasping because they're like, you could fit so many more washers, but we don't want to do anything at the expense of comfort. So it's finding that blend of what's going to be comfortable for the customer, and that includes having enough machines to service the demographic in the area, right? But we don't want to overbuild and put too many machines. So yeah, super wide aisles. Even on the busiest time, if people are at both machines, they're not bumping carts. The comfort and convenience for our customers, the customer experience is really, I think, the key to everything that we do when we're designing and operating the store.
Did a nice job with that.
Thank you.
Let's take a little closer look at the machines itself and what features they have. So it looks like you have the smaller machines at the back. Mm-hmm. What size are these?
These are 25-pound machines.
Okay.
So it goes 25 pound, then we've got 40 pound, 60, 80, and then the 140 pound capacity. So it's smallest to largest, and all of the machine, the control, they all have the same cycles. They all operate the same way with the touch screen, and then they all have a regular cycle and then a heavy cycle. And the heavy cycle is $1 more.
Okay.
We really try to make it as simple as possible. We want to give our customers choices, but don't want to inundate them with choices. So our popular cycle, and this is due to that customers actually like the product, but also that we market it and educate our customers about what it is, and that's the ozone wash. So the ozone wash is a cold wash. It's added, and our customers really like it. We do in-store signage. So we have pre-recorded messages that play at certain intervals throughout the day, and that educates our customers too. So it's pretty simple: cold, warm, hot, delicate, and then the heavy washes.
So how do you handle maintenance of the machines? Do you have a person on staff who's maintenance?
We've sort of trained our general manager to do a lot of the simpler maintenance. So, clearing drain valves, changing diaphragms for water valves, just easy troubleshooting. And not only with Fagor, but with any newer brand of machine with a digital control, you could really dig into the error history and stuff like that. So we could see what's going on with the machine. Maybe it has a history of not draining, and then we know, okay, maybe there's something stuck in the drain. It's been happening for a while, and it just finally became a problem.
Yeah.
Our general manager takes care of a lot of that stuff. And then if it gets a little more advanced, either myself or one of our technicians from Midwest Laundries will come out and do a little more advanced troubleshooting. Maybe there's a problem with the computer, the inverter, the motor, stuff like that. We don't expect our general manager to really dig into the internals of the machine, just really the more superficial stuff.
All right, let's keep going down to the bigger machines down here. So it looks like you have some nice space in here, pick some nice chairs for people to sit and wait, and nice little touch as well.
It's, again, like, I don't mean to keep repeating myself, but it really is about comfort and what's it like if you spend an hour and a half, 2 hours in a laundromat every week or every other week. Are you comfortable? So lounge chairs, each chair has outlets, so you can plug your device right into the outlet in the chair. You can, a spot for your cup of coffee. I sit in the stores and I'll work a day from the stores. And what is it like to be in my store? Do I like to be in my store? I think that's a good measure, right?
Yes.
Do you like to spend a day in your own store? Comfortable seating, little touches that, maybe you don't even realize as a customer, but you're just like, oh, I like being there.
Yeah.
I like going to that place.
It looks nice too.
Thank you.
Talk a little bit about the equipment mix. How did you decide which size or how many of each sizes?
Yeah, so we had a really good equipment mix it's just really experience from building stores for other people and our previous stores. This was our third, so we had an idea of what we should do already. And this store is really unique. We decided to push the larger sizes. everybody talks about, when 60s were getting popular, is 160 enough? Is 360 enough? Then it became 80s, and now it's 135-pound machines. So at this store, we really tried to push the limit, and we put 4 135-pound washers in.
We could say too, at our first store, we had one of the large machines. We market it as 140 pounds. It's just easier, 14 loads, 140 pounds, right? So that's how it's marketed here in the store. So we had one of those machines at our first location, and we thought, oh, maybe it'll be a novelty. Maybe it'll be something it'll be a good thing to market. The largest washer in Chicago. That's how we marketed it at our first store. We ended up having people in line wanting to use that. So then at our second store, we put 2. And then here at our third store, we put 4, because what we heard at our first store, our second store, our staff is like, this is crazy. People are in line, they're calling, are the big machines open? And what we do with the card system is you have actual data. It's not a guessing game. It's not based on our gut. We can see exactly who is using what machines and at what times and on what days. And you can make smarter decisions when you have a system like we have, because it's based on, you'll find when you look at data that your gut might be wrong a lot. So we have that to correct us and kind of guide us.
So nice windows in the front. I assume that was on purpose so people could see in and brightens up the place.
Our first 2 locations are standalone buildings where we own the real estate. This was our first store like this. And as many windows, as bright as possible when you drive by. We want you to be able to see what we're doing. You drive by at night, you see the Fresh sign inside, you see all the logoed signage, and you really can't miss it.
Yeah, there's no better marketing than people seeing other people in the store. It creates that sense of FOMO. Should I go there? Do I try it out? Maybe they're hesitant, but they see other people in here, and now they want to come in and check it out too.
Safe, other people are in here. What are your hours?
6 a.m. to 10 p.m. During the week, and then 5 a.m. to 10 p.m. On the weekends. And 10 p.m. is our advertised closing time. That's our last wash. So, our closers will get out of here any time between, 11:30, sometimes 12 on a weekend when it's busy. But 10 o'clock is last wash.
And what do we have behind this store?
Do you have your fob?
Yeah.
So everything is on a fob system. So our staff doesn't have to mess with keys. So they just get their fob, and then this is just our cleaning closet. And it's all organized.
I was going to say, very organized.
Yeah. So this is everything that they need, all the additional cleaning supplies. There is a cleaning cart that they have stocked out there, but all the overflow is in here. That's what this is. And we put it at the front of the store so that it's not at the very back where we had originally put it in. We had kind of tucked it away in our second location, and our feedback from our staff was, hey, at the next store, we need something more in this spot. So that's why this room is at the location that it's at, and why we have a mop sink at the front of the store, so that they don't have to go all the way to the back every time they need something. But there is a room in the back for them as well.
And what is this button?
It's a call box that you would see at like a large retail store. So we have large locations. They're spread out. I don't know where our staff member is right now, right? But if I press this button, they all have walkie-talkies on them, and she's getting a message right now that says customer needs assistance in the north dryer aisle. So now if you have a problem at any point in the store, you don't have to go looking for the person that works here. Just hit the button and we'll come to you. Same thing if you come in to drop off clothing. You don't have to stand there or walk around the store. You go right to the front counter, you hit the button, and we'll come up and take care of you.
That's very nice. Better than the bell, huh?
Better than the bell.
Lots of folding tables.
More folding tables than you could ever need. Because again, this is where in a laundromat, this is where something could get backed up, is at the dryers, at the folding tables. And we want to, again, even when it's busy, have enough room to spread out, have your personal space. If you're folding huge blankets, you can take up 2 tables and nobody's gonna give you a hard time. You're not gonna be inconveniencing another customer. So plenty of everything is plenty of room, plenty of folding tables, plenty of space.
Big dryers.
Big dryers. Yeah, that's whatever you have, whatever you come in with, we have, I think, the capacity and the layout to kind of handle it.
So let's go back to my favorite part of the laundromat.
Yeah.
Where you can occupy your children.
Occupy your children, yeah. So this is our little space where we've got the library, we've got some toys, we add things, we have little toys, and we're always like adding things, whether it's cars, mats that look like cities, because we see a lot of little kids bring in their cars from home, give them something to do. But it's great. I love seeing when either kids are sitting here during the school year and somebody's like doing homework with a kid, or they're sitting on the couch reading with them. It's just a nice spot because a lot of families come in, and this gives them a space where they can occupy the younger crew for a little bit.
So this is one of the Laundry Cares, the Read, Play, Learn centers?
It is.
So you get the Scholastic books?
We get the books every month. We've done a free laundry day here through the Laundry Cares. We did that last September, I believe, and that was a great day. We had a great turnout. Customers loved it. It was just a great day for the community, a feel-good day. Our team loved it. We had people from staff members from all of our locations wanted to volunteer, so it was a fun day for Fresh. And this is Laundry Cares. We have this in all of our locations. It will not be in our 4th location, unfortunately, because it's so small, there's just no room for it. But any location that we can put this in, it's important to us.
Yeah, it's when we're building a store, we do it knowing we're going to dedicate a space to the kids area.
So let's walk back here. You have a dedicated room for your wash, dry, folds. Mm-hmm. You can take us through this. And
sure.
This is pretty unique for a laundromat to have this space like this.
Yeah, this is pretty unique. I know that the thought for a lot of folks, and this is just different business models, different philosophies. I don't think one's right or wrong. It's just ours is this and that. This is a totally separate business, unrelated to self-serve, and we run it like a totally separate business, which means that we have our own staff back here that just does this. We have our own machines that are just used for our full service orders, and they have chemical pumps. So what we really care about is the consistency every time. So that's just one of the ways that we can control that better, is having the auto dosed softener, color safe bleach and detergent back here. But we've got basically the 3 stations. You've got and we have a standard operating procedure for everything that we do. So our attendants, their focus is keeping the laundromat clean, customer service up there. Our staff's job back here is just efficiency and in just the highest quality. On the last station, we're like, Instagram worthy folding. Your details matter. So what is the customer experience from the time they drop off their laundry up front, with that call button so they don't have to wait, to how it's processed back here, to their experience actually putting their clothes away in their drawer? Does it all make their life easier? But this is unique. We have our own machines, our own staff,
different flooring.
We run a couple shifts, so we'll have the morning shift, and then we'll run our commercial laundry processing at night in the afternoon.
Okay, but it's not a 24-hour operation.
It's not 24-hour operation. We don't need it at this time, but we add more staff, we add more shifts, and adjust based on the volume. But right now we do our retail pickup and delivery during the day, and then our commercial is done later in the afternoon and into the evening.
So do you promise 24-hour turnaround?
Yeah. Everything is 24 hours, and everything, like every top operation is doing, everything is processed one order at a time. I'm really proud of the operation that we have and the way that it's managed and overseen by our staff, because we don't deal with, we've made mistakes, but We don't mix up clothing. We don't lose clothing. And that's something that I'm really proud of, that people can send in their clothes and trust that it all comes back like really high quality and everything's there.
All right, so now that we've looked at this beautiful store, talk to us a little bit about the inner workings behind the machines.
Sure. So we build all our own bulkheads. They're custom for the store, so there's no, standard layout for a bulkhead. Everything along the machines is spaced perfectly. There's about 8 to 10 feet between supports, so that it's easy for service. The plumbing all runs down the plumbing chase. The electrical comes down there too. Everything is mounted up top, high and out of the way. Old laundromats, or an older way of building laundromats, everything was sort of in the middle on the ground because the top loaders would dump into the drains, in the middle. Now with the way we use hard mount machines, they dump into a trough, and the trough sort of lays there on the ground, so we're able to keep this whole center section clear, and we want to do that for service. In this particular store, we have troughs, so we have to take out that lint screen every day, sometimes twice a day, clean it out. So that's why this access panel is mostly placed right there, so that they can easily access that.
Is that something your manager does?
The attendants.
You guys have incorporated a lot of technology into the store, so can we talk a little bit about how you use this?
Sure. This is our point of sale. We use Sense as our software provider. We use it for in-store pickup and delivery as well. And so when a customer comes in, we create their account. We ask if they want to opt into marketing too. We do text marketing afterwards. This has the ability to do text marketing based on data such as how often they come, the time since their last order. So this is not just a point of sale, but it's our first tool to collect customer data and then have that ongoing marketing communication with them.
Great. And how about security?
For all our doors, we have a door access control system. That's all done in-house. It's something that enables us to give people immediate access or lock them out of different spaces. If somebody needs to get into the office, we're able to get people into the office just using our phones. And also it gives us the ability to lock and unlock the door on a schedule. That way you're not relying on an attendant to do it or putting them in a position where they have to lock people out. The closing time is the closing time, the door locks, they don't have much control over that. So it really gives them a way out of confrontation with customers. So not only our door system, you can set alarms and alerts to let you know if a door has opened when it shouldn't be opened, or if someone's tried to get in it when they shouldn't. Also with our camera system, so our camera system alerts can be configured so that if somebody's in the store, there's movement in the store when there shouldn't be, it'll alert you to that as well.
We have one app, and we could check all of our locations on that
Right out of the app?
Yeah, so
Very
everything
nice.
everything is one app. We try to minimize the amount, the amount of software, so that you're not, like running off of
Right.
you got to log into
5
this,
apps
log
on,
into
yeah.
that, right? So as much as we can, minimize how many different providers we have. So yeah, it's one app, check all of our locations.
Yeah, and that same app that does our door access security also does our Wi-Fi. So we're able to control our Wi-Fi speeds, our content that's streaming through the Wi-Fi. We can see who's on our Wi-Fi. We can change the password, reset the password, all remotely without being in the store.
So there's a lot of people that want to get into this business. So if you guys can think back, I know this is your third store, but first store, how'd you get started? What financially?
All of our stores are funded. We use Eastern Funding as our lending partner. But the first store is going to be different than your second and third, fourth store. It's going to be a shoestring budget and a lot more work. So what I mean by that is Jim had an infant and a young toddler at the time. So it was Chris and I would work a day at Midwest Laundries, go to the store at night, do demo, do all kinds of things. And yeah, it shows a little bit in the finishes, but that's what we wanted to get the store. We wanted to get into the industry, and it was that willingness to do whatever we could to make that store happen. So we didn't have the resources that you would have going into your third and fourth stores.
So let's jump ahead. We're at store 3.
We're at store 3.
Big, beautiful store. Just if you can give an idea of what the cost would be for if someone wanted a store of this
Sure.
kind of size and design.
Sure. So this is a lease space, so we're not talking about a real estate purchase. So in excess, I'd say, of 1.5 million for a store like this.
And you have to take into account we are in Chicago. Construction is a little bit more expensive here, so that certainly does drive up the cost. But I would say that number's not going to be far off anywhere in the country.
Yeah, anywhere that you go.
So you mentioned that this store is your is the only leased store.
Yeah.
So why lease, and how'd you find this particular location?
Sure. We're always looking for good locations. So we have people that work in real estate. We have that information out there. They bring us potential properties. We're always looking for spaces that are popping up. We all don't live too far from here, so this is a space when the for rent sign is up, we're nearby, so we see it. So there's a lot of different ways that we're always staying involved and active in acquisition and where spaces are available. We previously were only looking, after our first 2, we only wanted deals with real estate. This is a great location. This is an area where we thought could use a laundromat of this caliber.
Yeah, this is right on Cicero Avenue, so there's a lot of traffic, and it's extremely hard to purchase real estate in this corridor.
Yeah.
The real estate cost is just prohibitively expensive.
So we decided that, we want to continue to grow the brand, and there's a good opportunity, and it happens to be a lease space, so this is our first lease space, and this is a lease space, and then our 4th one that's opening later this week is also leased. Yeah.
Let's step outside and talk a little bit more about the location. So it looks to be a great location here. So if you can talk a little bit about the demographics and how you picked this location.
Yeah, so the first and foremost, we got 2 great things. We got a huge parking lot, pretty much unlimited parking. I mean, we have hundreds of spaces, and we have a street that has in excess of 40,000 cars a day for a traffic count. This area in particular, we're right between Chicago and Burbank. Burbank's a near southwest side suburb. There's tons of apartment buildings. It's a big working class area. A lot of tradespeople, a lot of families. It's really just ideal laundromat demographics in the area.
And you got some neighbors. I see a Family Dollar, a Dollar Tree, lots of furniture.
Yeah, we have a lot of ideal laundromat neighbors. So you have your dollar stores, you have grocery stores, you have Lowe's and Home Depots, you have nail salons, a lot of good laundromat neighbors.
So let's talk a little bit about CLA.
So originally we signed up with the CLA as distributor members as a way to get our name out there and awareness. We advertise in Planet Laundry, and really we were just, as a distributor member. Now, more recently as a store owner member, we see the value in the CLA as sort of behind the scenes. Not only do we connect with the other owners, but also with all the legislation that they work on, keeping the microfibers out of laundry, keeping laundromats open during COVID as essential businesses. That is such a core value of the CLA, and it's a benefit that benefits everybody, even if you're not a member, but that's a reason why we need to keep the CLA around, and the reason why store owners should be.
So you guys hosted a Laundry Cares Foundation, a free laundry day here. Mm-hmm. How did that go?
Yeah, we did a free laundry day here. It was just a few months after we opened. It was great. It really brought a lot of awareness of the store to the area, got a lot of new people through the door, and it's just a way to give back to the community, which we loved. A lot of local store owners, some store owners from Wisconsin came down, volunteered their time. We got a lot of volunteers from our other locations who just wanted to be part of the laundry day. Yeah, it's just a great community event.
Yeah, volunteering for Laundry Cares, there's no way to describe how valuable and beneficial that is in giving back.
And just, a kudos to the whole team that runs Laundry Cares and the free laundry days. It was so well executed from a planning standpoint, from an ownership standpoint. They were came in, had everything prepared. It's professional. It reflects well on your business. You know, everybody gets the training that they need that morning. So, and that's what really makes it such a valuable day, is that it's so well organized, so well planned, so well executed. So kudos to that team for really making it what it is.
Yeah, you're almost a little nervous going into the day, not knowing what to expect, but then laundry cares come in, and it's almost like they overstaff it, they over-inform you so that the day goes so smooth, and it's so much easier than you'd expect. It's great.
So what would you say you find the most valuable as being a member of CLA, either from the distributor or store owner perspective?
I would say just being connected to the industry, being connected to what is going on in the industry, the top operators in this industry. Like Chris touched on earlier, from a legislative perspective, it's critically important. We started our first laundromat during a pandemic, and it was completely unprecedented. And CLA mobilized quickly to make sure that we and all the other laundromats across the country stayed open.
I love the networking. I love connecting with new people. You know, going to the events, going to clean shows, always something I look forward to. You know, I think the first clean I went to, I wasn't even in the industry yet. I was just going with my brother. And yeah, it's a lot of fun. It's a lot of meeting new people, seeing new technology. So clean's definitely the highlight of my list. Then Excellence in Laundry is great. The Wash Dry Fold Conference is great. The mini meetups, you know, CLA Connect Live is great to meet new people in the area that maybe you didn't know before. Just really the networking for me.
Well, hence CLA, Connect, Learn, Advocate. So if you're interested in learning more about CLA or becoming a member, you can scan the QR code on the screen. If you liked today's video, be sure to comment, like, and subscribe so we can bring you more videos just like this one.